I'm sorry, can I interrupt you?
Certainly.
So you're saying that at the same time, at one frame, Corona can send two touch events to one object.
Absolutely. You can get 100 frames. You can get, as fast as they can move, you'll get all those touch events, and they all have to get processed within that frame.
Okay, but what happens if you set focus an object?
I'm sorry. What happens if I what an object?
Set focus. Display, get current stage, set focus, current object.
Okay, so if you do a set force, okay, what you're asking is the user moved their finger, you got 10 moved events, and they all get processed?
Because in my experience, I don't remember getting multiple touch events at the same frame. Maybe
Well, you
because it's,
definitely do. So run the example. It's very simple code. Run the no work, run the bad example. They all print out. Okay, let me go back. I can easily prove that it does. Just
I mean, maybe it doesn't happen if you have set focus. Maybe.
I'll explain why set force is fine. Give me a sec. So this was the no work case,
I think he's saying
and
set focus. Set
Yeah,
focus.
yeah.
I set focus. I'm pretty sure it also occurs in the case of set focus, but perhaps not. But the thing is you can't always guarantee that you're using set focus. That's only for cases, for specific use cases. Not everybody will create a game where they trap the focus to one object. Okay. Yeah, I thought you were talking about set force because set force still works. But set focus, I can't tell you. Um,
Set force.
which is it now? Physics set force or set focus?
No, he set focus. I think that's what he wants.
I don't
Okay.
know anything about set force in Corona.
Okay, well, shoot, I was all ready to answer that. I will
You,
anyway.
Okay, never mind.
Okay. Well, the code's available. Download it, and you know what you can do is you can take the no work example and add the set focus and release in the end. I could probably do it here in just a moment, but do it, and I think you're still going to see numbers like this, where you got zero delay between events, which means that it came right back in and did it again. What this is the delta between the last time the function got called, the onTouch function got called.
I would be more interested not in the time, but actually in the last time value, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and see if they actually the same during one event, let's say.
Sure. I mean, you can just do that. What you're saying is the event time. Yes?
No, I mean last time value.
That's what I'm getting. That timer is the last time value.
Oh, no, 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 I'm sorry, last frame, I'm sorry. Which goes 1, 2, 3 on interframe listener.
Ah, you lost me. Are we talking about the time since the last execution or the frame since the last execution?
Frame.
Well, you can get that with a good example.
Yeah, last frame. I'm talking about last frame.
Okay, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Did I run both? Yeah. Whoops. Don't run them both. These are the last frame numbers. 34, 35, 36, 37.
And can you show me this thing in the bad example?
What I can do is just turn off the skipping. So I'll just turn off the skipping. There. It's no longer checking last frame to see if it should skip. Let me reload it. And now you
so
can
what are
see
you
as
doing
a
here, Ed?
frame,
Mm-hmm.
99. I mean, these are all in the same frame. Look how bad that is. It's crazy.
This looks weird to me. I don't know. I
All right, well,
always just...
it's a very short code. I challenge you. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I'm not wrong, though, because I know that I've done this and reduced the workload, and it's like it's a night and day difference when you do
If it
this.
actually happens, I think it's actually a Corona bug or something, because it should be.
Actually, I considered that question. I'm glad we're having this conversation. So this whole question came up about, I don't know, 6 months ago in a forums post. And I think Rob weighed in on this, and then I gave the coalescing example. And the thing is that it's the end of the last move case that it would be a lot of work for Corona to say, okay, we just had a move event. We got to wait for the next frame. They have to hold on to that data, and it actually doesn't make sense for them not to pass on all the touch events. In some cases, you want every single touch event, even if it comes within the same frame. See, this is one of those things where, as an SDK, Corona is not getting in the way of the possibilities. They're not enforcing their rule set. And if they said we're only going to pass on touch events on every frame,
Yeah, I see your point.
the whole thing would just collapse in terms of behavior and performance.
So it's like if application is almost hanging like 1 FPS and you draw some complex shape and it will draw the shape and not just one line.
Exactly. There's a lot of folks who've lately been trying to do drawing apps where they draw a line made out of a bunch of dots or a bunch of segments, or they try to draw and then they want to make a valid polygon out of the points. And they're using an event listener like this, and they're getting multiple touch moves, and the distance between those moves is like 1 pixel. And then their algorithm for generating the polygon is taking a list of thousands of points and trying to make a polygon, and it fails. And if they simply did touch coalescing combined with a minimum distance between the dots, the vertices, most of their shapes would just work. But explaining this in the forums in a few words so that people understand it is very difficult.
Yeah, I think this is a good solid example that helps you visualize what the problem is and then what the potential fix is.
Yeah, if it actually happens, you can write a wrapping touch event like on touch 1, for example, once. And what it would do is apply actual touch event, and we'll check for the frame number.
But that's basically the solution that I give here, except, like I said, with SSK, I centralize this so you don't have to do it. Like, for example, SSK comes with a bunch of one-touch, two-touch, one-liners that set up a one-touch event or a two-touch listener, so you can do two-touch games or joystick, and they all use touch coalescing out of the box, so that you don't have to think about it. But I'm going to distribute this code after the show, and I would be curious, if you have the time, if you would do the experiment with the
set focus.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Anything that I'm missing, but I'm 99.9% confident here that this is in fact a real thing that occurs.
Okay, let's go on.
Okay, so I'll shut up. Enough on that point here. Let me see. Let's do the dial because that's fun.